Heritage Sarahan, ঠিক আছে?
This is heritage Sarahan.
बाकी आपका वो बैंगन का वो बनाते हैं पकौड़ा टाइप का, मतलब उसपे
हाँ,
बेगुनी बोलते हैं,
वैसे
बेगुनी।
हाँ। अच्छा है, ये लोकेशन बहुत अच्छा है।
बहुत अच्छा है, रियली। उधर सतलुज है, बहुत बढ़िया है। चलते हैं। ओके, थैंक यू।
In our previous travel vlog, we shared our experience of traveling to Shimla. We spent a day exploring some of the well-known sites of Shimla city. The ropeway to the Jakhu temple, the church and the mall road were some of the highlights of our Shimla vlog. The overcrowded city of Shimla during the summer month of May was a sight to behold, but it could not take away the nostalgia of the mall road under the mellowed evening lights. The very next day, we started for our 2 weeks long trip from Shimla, in which we would be covering Sarahan, Kinnaur and Spiti Valley. Our next stop would be at Sarahan. On the way near to Kufri, we found crowded tourist spots where people were busy with their cameras near the various viewpoints. After half an hour of drive, we stopped at a roadside Punjabi dhaba for breakfast. As we drove through the winding roads of the mountains, our excitement started growing in anticipation of what lay ahead of us during the upcoming days of this tour.
Cherry.
We stopped for a while to purchase fresh cherries sold by a local lady on the roadside. I must admit that these cherries, fresh from the hills, were too good to taste. Apple orchards can be found all along the roadside, covered with white cloths to protect from sunlight and dust. Most of us might be aware of the famous apples of Himachal Pradesh. As we approached Narkhanda, we stopped over for a few minutes to take a look at the Shilaru Hockey Stadium, which is also the world's highest hockey stadium at an altitude of 8,000 feet. A few minutes of drive from Narkhanda brought us to another location with undulating green landscape and tall trees. We spent some time over here before starting again for our onward journey. The first view of the Satluj River on the left side of our vehicle sent a wave of energy through us as we geared up to explore the remote mountains of the Himalayas. The road became rough and dusty as we headed downwards from the hill towards Rampur. A road trip through the mountains is not meant for relaxation, but for experiencing amazing landscapes, sensing the unmatched beauty of the hills, and facing nature in its raw form. We were almost nearing Rampur when we stopped for lunch at a nice food joint just beside the Satluj River, surrounded by hills. The fragrance of delicious food made us even more hungry as we waited. The plain rice, dal and chicken curry were too tasty. This restaurant even prepares Bengali cuisines. After a satisfying lunch, we came outside and spent some time knowing the owner of this food joint while enjoying the views of the surrounding mountains and the river.
ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट कुल्लू है।
ये कुल्लू है?
ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट कुल्लू का है।
अच्छा अच्छा। ओह अरे
ये सतलुज रिवर है।
यही तो।
रक्षम और काजा दो जगह पे विद अकोमोडेशन के साथ नहीं लेना है अभी तो इनके ब्रदर का है काजा में। ये जो इनके ब्रदर के काजा में है अकोमोडेशन।
आपका ब्रदर के है? अब तो पहले बताया नहीं, हम तो बुकिंग कर लिए।
कोई नहीं चलो। बांग्ला में भी लिखा है।
हाँ, बंगाली फूड का क्या है बात? आपको
नहीं हो जाता है जो भी मतलब जैसे
ना कुक का बंगाली है?
नहीं
फिर कैसे आप
थोड़ा खुद ही मतलब जैसे जैसे गए जहाँ
मेन्यू कार्ड में वो
लिखा है
पूरा दिया हुआ है बंगाली उसमें। हम लोग मतलब बनाते हैं उसको भी, जैसे आपका आलू का वो मतलब आलू अंडा और वो प्याज वगैरह करके पूरा
हम लोग जो बंगाली में माछेर झोल बोलते हैं
हाँ
वो
भी लिखा है।
बिल्कुल वो हो जाता है। तो आपके मतलब वेस्ट बंगाल में मैक्सिमम कोई भी चीज बनेगी उसमें आलू जरूर है।
जरूर
चाहे वो मटन है,
चिकन भी है तो
कोई भी चीज मतलब आलू जरूर ऐड करेंगे उसमें। बाकी आपका वो बैंगन का वो बनाते हैं पकौड़ा टाइप का, मतलब उसमें
बेंगनी बोलते हैं।
अच्छा है, ये लोकेशन बहुत अच्छा है।
बहुत अच्छा रियली। उधर सतलुज है, बहुत बढ़िया है। चलते ओके थैंक यू सर। हाथ में
We drove through the winding mountain roads while enjoying the views alongside. After some time, we reached Jeori. From Jeori to reach Sarahan, you will need to take the road upwards for 20 kilometers.
बारे तो नाली है उस्ताद जी पूरा गुलाब
हाँ गुलाब
We had almost reached Sarahan when we saw roses in abundance at frequent intervals on the roadside. Our driver informed us that roses grow naturally in Sarahan and can be found in various colors such as red, pink and white.
पार्किंग है ये पीछे वाला
बोलो हाँ ठीक है
We finally arrived at our homestay at Sarahan. We stayed at Heritage Sarahan and I found this homestay on booking.com. We checked into our room. There was a dining cum sitting area.
ডাইনিং এরিয়া দাও 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 চলে দাও যাতে হবে না এমনি ঠিক আছে
The bedroom was spacious and nicely decorated. The best part of the room was the balcony overlooking Sarahan and facing the gorgeous Himalayan ranges. After settling down, we went for a walk towards the famous Bhimkali temple, an ancient temple which was a few minutes of walk from our homestay. Sarahan is a small and quiet place in Himachal Pradesh. Even though we had been traveling since morning, this place felt so fresh and pure that all our tiredness seemed to have gone. Walking through the serene roads of this sleepy town, we reached the Bhimkali temple, the most iconic location of Sarahan. Stay tuned for our next video to know more about Sarahan and the Bhimkali temple.